Hi everybody, Christopher AVC here. It is the day to show you and introduce to you our entry model for the USA market, which is called Nomad. This is a 144 chassis Sprinter van, all-wheel drive, the new 4-cylinder one, which we have turned to a camper van, pretty much an adventure van, but with all of the Class B RV things that are usually inside. So I will show you now the whole build. We are new to the market here. We are very experienced in Europe. We are 8 years of experience. We offer our vehicles pretty much in Europe and in the USA. And this is the one that we will talk about today. But just before I say that stuff, all of that stuff about it, I want to inform our European customers that that exactly model is also available for your market. Just the thing is that to have it, in order to have it, you need a C-class category license, because in Europe everything that is over 3.5 tons, and this one will be fully loaded with people, water and everything, must have the C-class license. In the USA market, that one can be driven with the standard license. It is actually under 7,000 pounds of total weight. So the first and the most important thing that you heard, the van is under 7,000 pounds. Our European standards are very strict and we have to undergo very serious amount of work in order to offer this on our market. So we have that experience to build the thing very lightweight. This is a brand new Sprinter chassis, 144, all-wheel drive, as I told you. So that van is ready for the adventures in more places than your standard two-wheel drive vehicle. So another important feature about that van is that it drives and sleeps for people, and that is because of the elevating roof that we have here. So what we basically do is that we actually outfit the interior, partially the exterior with the parts that are necessary for the whole conversion, and we leave to your decision any off-road upgrades. We can actually, deliver you the whole van ready to go with all the list of things that you want, or we can just deliver you the conversion and then you take it to your specialist, like, I don't know, Agile Off-Road, van up, with the king suspension and stuff like that. So I will actually tell you what we used in that build and why. So a very important feature in every all-wheel drive Sprinter, they are really capable off-roads, but they are not your Toyota Tacomas or Tundras or Jeeps, so they need a winch, and this is why we installed the super winch from Westin Automotive with their Westin bumper, winch bumper. It has that cool look. First of all, it is very robust, so it will protect the front of your van. Obviously, it is quite lightweight. We are all about lightweight, so we actually chosen the lightest one on the market. It has 2 shackle holders, so you can tow your car out of any stress with it. So that's pretty much the whole thing about it. Also, all around the van we have LED lights, so we have LED work lights, and we have that LED bar that is integrated with the rooftop tent. We've used strand lights. We use them back in Europe. They're also available in USA, but we can actually incorporate many other lights. The tents that we have incorporated in this build, they allow you to even install Baja lights without any further modifications. You just tell us that you want the Baja lights, we got you covered. We will prepare the whole tent structure for that. Another very important thing, suspension and wheels. We've chosen the King's suspension, the King's shocks from Van Up Off-Road, together with Falcon Wildpeak 84W, that's 265/75 R16 on a stock steel rim. We didn't have time to look for really nice rims. We had to sacrifice a little bit of our time. We will put a nicer rim here in the future, but also actually I personally use these original steel rims because whenever I'm in off-road, and I really use these vehicles very hard, sometimes you bend your wheel, and with the steel wheel you can just take a hammer, straighten it up, put the air in and continue your journey. With alloy ones, they're not always possible to kind of get straight. So whenever you go like to Baja, or whenever you go like South America, or like really kind of a more demanding off-road, you will have to kind of a, fluke for your wheels. With these ones, it's a little bit easier. The brakes are stock also because the wheel size didn't change that much. So the original brakes, they work fantastic on that one. If I would go 17 inches and for example like 285, 70 R17s, I would actually upgrade the brakes with Agile Off-Road kit, because they offer that one. And in this case, first of all, I don't have to do all of these mods. The car is very nice to drive. Usually we use them like 80-90% on highway, so the fuel consumption is good on that one, and the economical side, as well. And the drive is very comfy, very silent. These wheels don't make so much noise. And together with the King shocks, I mean, this is super crazy setup. I love the King shocks. They have the possibility to make them firmer or softer, obviously, and because of the weight that we have in that van, which I told you under 7,000 pounds, we didn't have to do any modifications to the leaf springs in the back because the King shocks actually took care of the whole thing. So we can drive this vehicle in off-road and on-road very stable, very firm. We are very, very tight on that one, and this is a super setup. The next project that we will do, I think that will be a long wheelbase that we will introduce to your market. We will actually check another set of suspension, and we will actually kind of like to have that experience. In Europe, we use all-ins, and that's also like very often what we use because we don't have these guys. We also don't have to go with these King shocks. You don't have to go with that super off-road equipment. So if you want to have that standard car more on the highway drive, we can also put some conies, you can put some Bilsteins. The decision that goes to the suspension is always based on your actual needs. So in here you can see we have van speed flares on both sides, and that extends the bed to a very serious size. A guy even taller than me can sleep sideways in that van in a very big comfort. And also, as you can see, we don't have that extra leaf springs, we don't have that reworked. We could do that, but because of the lightness of that car and the King shocks that you see in the back, this is so convenient. I mean, lightweight vehicles are very cool, and in that one actually we have a full tank of water, which is 56 gallons, and still the King shocks do the job. So another not standard feature is the Flatline Vanco for your air compressor hoses or your ropes, whatever. We have Flatline Vanco spare wheel carrier with a ladder that allows us to go up there, clean the solars and clean the air conditioner. Yes, this van has an air conditioner and a pop-top roof, but we will go back to that in a minute. We have the universal mount here with the bike holder, with a beautiful, well-designed, a very well-working box here. You can put a lot of your stuff, you can put your barbecue stuff, you can put some tools in it. It's super convenient. And going to the front of the van, on that side actually, we have our water inlet. So here you pour all of your water to the van, and I told you 56.8 gallons of fresh water. We have a Nomadic awning, we have another storage here, we have a retractable table, and we have obviously amped research steps on the left and the right side of the van, so that helps with walking in and out. Very easy job to do. We love that product. I think actually Amped Research has made the best steps on the planet. We've checked a lot of them in Europe, and we actually import these ones to Europe because for our builds that's the best possibility. So here we have some magic going on because we have the elevating roof with 360 watts of solar power. We have a possibility to fully open it without sacrificing the space for your air conditioner. So we are in sunny California. It's really hot in here, especially in the summer. It's extremely hot. So we have designed these roofs to be able to hold most of your air conditioners. This is a Nomadic X2 that fits perfectly in here. It is mounted sideways, and behind me you have the little Max fan. That's a Max fan dome that allows you to, exchange the air in your van when you are not using the air conditioner. And also we have L-Track system that allows you to mount the Starlink on top of that Max Fan dome. So you can have all of the features that you usually can put on the long wheelbase on the short wheelbase. The roof is fully aluminum. That's the kind of I think one of the only products like that on the market that actually is attached to the roof. It doesn't require to break your warranty. All is done in a way that Mercedes actually accepts the whole job which comes, you know, around mounting it. And also the most important feature, you enter that roof from the inside, and I will show you that in a second. But look how much everything here fits. It's like all very, very close and tight, but we took care that, and when we are designing all of these things, we took care that you can have all of the comfort features in this van. Usually the plastic roofs, like the ones that are very, very popular, they kind of end in here. So whenever you want to put that air conditioner, you have to drill the hole in the roof. Then you have to exchange the struts. Then these struts actually break the construction of the roof. I had a situation back in Europe on one of the very popular plastic roofs that actually the struts, they made a hole in the structure of the roof and they went out on the other side, and that was the end of that roof. So then we came with an idea to make these roofs, and with the new year coming in 2025, we will actually have a new roof coming up that will have the solar panels integrated very nicely in the corpse. It will have electric actuators. It will be wider because in that option we always use these kind of awnings. So like they actually, the whole thing was very, very nicely packed, but we sacrificed like 3 inches of or 4 inches actually of space here. We actually extended that, and we will be able to pack 480 watts of solar if you will need it. If you don't need such big power, you can just put some 120 ones. These are Red Rock Electronics solars, and if you want that extra max fan like the big one, you can just put it on in the front of the roof. So you can actually mix some of these Lego parts that we kind of incorporated here, because we thought about that someone maybe wants to install the max fan, someone wants to install the air conditioner. So many options that we have here. So just before I show you the interior, I will take a little bit time to talk about our insulation package, which is super important thing in every professional van build. So first we start with the floor. We have that material here, which is a polyurethane foam pressed with a very, very high pressure together with your 2-Tech2 flooring, which is pretty much lifetime long. And this is what we lay on the floor to keep you guys warm in the winter time, and actually to prevent that super heat coming to the van in the summertime. So this is the product that we use. It is glued and bolted on the floor just before anything else goes in the van. Next thing, what we have is a European standard mat that is glued directly on the steel panels of that van, and these ones hold your heat in the winter time and also, you know, just reflect the hot in the summertime. This is a very, very cool product, super lightweight. I mean, if I would just, yeah, you could see that a little bit of wind just kind of ripped it off my hands. So this one keeps the heat, but it also prevents all of the humidity to be laying on the metal panels, so it will not cavitate. It will not create the bad smell like of kind of a, you know, mold or something like that, because it will never allow any water to penetrate. And then we close that one air pocket with Tinsulate in it. This is a material that goes on top of everything of that. We close the whole car with it, so it kind of works like a thermos, so like your coffee mug. It keeps all of the warmth inside. And we do that everywhere. This means we do that on all the body panels, on all of the doors, back doors, side doors. These doors, we do it on the whole floor of the van. We go as deep as we can through the dashboard and through the doors on the left side and that part overhead. We want these vans to be super, super insulated. We want to give you the best possible comfort. And the last thing, which is not the least actually, all of these things create a very silent car because they sound dampen the whole vehicle. So you will actually feel like you are driving pretty much an E-Class Mercedes rather than a cargo panel van that was without any of comfort. So let's start with the interior and the whole thing about the conversion, but we will start it from the back where we have our water system, our electronical system, which I think actually is more important to speak about now rather than later. So we open the doors with the help of Canyon Vans struts. This is such a sick product. I love it because it's kind of so much comfort, so much silence. It holds the door in position even in the windy day like it is today. First thing first, we have, as I told you, 56.8 gallons of fresh water, and that is the water that you use for your shower inside and for your shower outside, which is located here. I'll take it out and I will put it in our original organizer system, which we manufacture in-house. This is our AVC in-house made product that you might maybe seen in the past with some other manufacturers, but like this is our patented product. So here we have all of the water, the boiler. So the way the water is getting hot in that van is very simple. We have a huge battery bank that I will talk about in a second, which can heat the water with an electric heater with 110 or 230, like if you are in Europe. And the other thing is that the boiler is connected to your engine. So the glycol is going back to the boiler. In the boiler we have a built-in spiral, which is a heat exchanger. And we have that 4 gallons, 16 liters about of fresh hot water, which is heated to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, about 80 Celsius. So whenever you start your van, whenever you turn on your engine, the water will be hot in about 5 minutes, maybe 10 maximum, or 15 in the winter time. It all depends from the weather. If you drive your van, it takes really about 5 minutes for the water to be hot. With the European builds, we always order these vans with the original engine heater, so that's a third option that can go with these builds. So you can heat it with engine as you move, so you are like, you know, reusing the motion, the whole energy that is in motion. You recycle that energy. You can do this with 110, and you can do that with a wet, how we call it, wet Webasto heater that is installed for your engine. We are doing that stuff, so it's very, very convenient, very simple thing. It cannot break, because how, you know, that recycled energy can break. We never had issues with these boilers. As long as you don't forget to drop down your water in the wintertime, you will never have a problem with them. So you can mix all of that 52 gallons of water with that 4 gallons of hot water. You will have enough of showers. Whenever you take the shower and your family wants to have a nice shower also, you switch on that 110 volt, 230 volt heater, which is incorporated in that Webasto boiler, because the boiler comes from Webasto company. And then, like, anytime someone uses a little bit of that water, you know, it heats it up, you know, keeps it warm. The cool thing about it is that it is so well insulated, the boiler itself, that whenever we kind of came here yesterday, we didn't turn on the engine, and today in the morning we could have a hot, really hot shower. So it actually holds that water for 24 even more hours. We have about 8 years of experience with these boilers, and I really, really love them. So let's go to the electronics, which are here. And as usual, I will actually sit down for that one. And as usual, we have chosen the Red Arc Electronics. You know, we work with them since last 4 years, and that will not change. These are the fascinating and really the best units on the market. I love them. They are, first of all, super user-friendly, very easy to install, very easy to maintain, very simple to use, and pretty much we never had a problem with them. So we have a 100 amp DC-DC charger with the possibility to charge with solars, with the possibility to charge the car from the mains, so from the shoreline. So it means that you can charge it in 3 different stages. That new Alpha charger, which is here, it is called Manager Alpha, allows you also to do one very cool thing. Whenever your front battery is dead, you can actually turn on the recovery mode, and that will allow you to start your front battery. Depending from the size of the wires that you used, you will do that faster or later. So actually we tested that, So it took us about 2 to 3 minutes to be able to recharge the front battery in a way that we could start it. We have 2 TVMS Rogue modules here which operate the whole vehicle, so everything is possible to touch from the screen, turn on from the screen. I will show you that from the inside. 3000 watt inverter which powers your 110 or 230 plugs. So in these vehicles we have eliminated LPG, gas cookers, diesel cookers. You actually cook with your electric cooker, and all behind that you have 600 amps of lithium batteries. That is 4 alpha batteries from Red Arc. We can do up to 800. We are all prepared for these units to be stacked and put extra as Legos. So also for super hot conditions like in California, we have incorporated a venting system. So whenever the temperature here inside of that box reaches 60 degrees Celsius, which I think would be around 140, 150 or maybe 160 Fahrenheit, it will turn on the vents, it will open the vent hole, and it will take all of that hot air outside. Behind that we have the storage box, so you can actually put a lot of the things there. Usually in European markets we use the LPG, it locks in positions. So we have the organizing system, we have thermo insulated curtains, as easy as that to use. And also for the people who love to travel and who love to have their vans open, we have a bug screen which is here, very easy to use. And also the second part of it is here. And also for your wintertime trips, for your very extreme winter conditions, we have incorporated these extra insulating panels, so you can actually close the whole area with that one and keep it warm whenever you go to ski. Finally, I take you to the inside of the van, but as you see, 2 features: retractable table and bug screens also on that side. So we don't leave you with not finished vehicle. We actually incorporate all of these things stock, so you don't have to look for other options. This allows us to have the best fitment and the most precise fitment, and that is very important for us, that the car has all of the little details that look beautiful. They are matched, the colors are matched, and the whole style is coming together as one piece, rather than, like, you know, looking for some products that actually would not fit our idea of building vehicles. We have European style Nomadic fridge that allows you to enter from the outside, so you can grab your water, beer, whatever, from the outside. But whenever you are working inside of the van also, you can do it like that. So it's a 2-way opening fridge with a freezer, 80 liters of capacity, so that would be about 24 gallons. I will take off my shoes, put the hat down. Welcome to the very small, very compact, but in the end also exceptionally spacious van. So the first thing that you will see in the van is probably the very beautiful Italian leathers with that very nice color. We have many colors to choose from, so you can actually choose that van in the way that we actually show it to you today, like exactly the same. Or you can twitch it a little bit, so you can choose the color of the leathers, you can choose the colors of the fabrics, of the wood, and all of these features. So the first thing that comes to your mind is how we created the furniture. And actually in 2016/17, when we started working on these vans for our customers, we thought about different way of the approach of the whole thing. We have eliminated all of the wood. So all of these furnitures are actually made out of aluminum, very thin air grade aluminum, which is developed in a way that the way we actually build it, the way we bend it, it incorporates a huge strength. It is actually bolted to the chassis or even through the chassis. So we are meeting the most significant safety standards that you can find on the market. There is not even one self-tapping screw or like a wooden screw that is used to attach the most important parts of these vans. And that is because of the safety first, but also because of the noise. We hate little noises that come from the van. Mercedes has some noises, like, you know, the side doors here and everything, but you know, whenever that whole build would be squeaking and would be rattling, that would be very not good. You know what I mean? I would actually hate that. So this is the reason that we use aluminum blended with composites or with bamboo. We do bamboo also. If someone wants that very woody, very natural look, we can do that for you. Just to show you what I meant, we have a very solid locks that always keep all of that very sturdy, very robust. We have a soft closing hinges that allow us to not have any struts here. These are special European hinges that we kind of bring here, and take a look how nicely and how silently it closes. First of all, then you just press that button. It is actually loud, but that is the sound of quality, and it is all locked. The whole thing inside is also insulated a little bit for that soundproofing, so it is actually very silent. When you put things inside, the rattle noise, because always your things inside will make a little bit of rattle, they will be eliminated. All of the front, all of our cabinets have little ventilation, so whenever you have, you know, little humid t-shirt or something like that, all of that wet will come out. And as you see, we have all of these visible bolts everywhere. Some people might not like it, some might like it because it gives that off-road-ish style, but this is not because of the style, this is not because of the look, this is because of the technical way that we created that will allow it to be strong and not, you know, destroyed. So whenever we would use wooden screws here, that thing would rattle, the fronts would finally fall down, and in this way everything is very sturdy. But also the whole thing, the whole vehicle, the whole way of thinking about it allows us to replace every single part like a Lego piece. So whenever in any type of situation your children or you would destroy one of these panels, you just write me an email, write us an email, and we can deliver you that part for your self-change. So you would not have to drive, for example, from San Diego to Rancho Cucamonga all the way just to replace that one. We would send it to you. You take you take these bolts out, you know, puts the new part on it, and that's finished. So over my head we have the entrance to the rooftop tent, which is very big. But what is very important about that one also is that we didn't cut any of the constructional beams. It means we don't violate the warranty. It means that it meets all of the Mercedes-Benz standards. So that cutout here is as, for example, a size of your roof window. You can enter that with a ladder that is just behind your seats. Very easy to use as well. What is very important, you don't have to take the table out, so you don't have to remove it. And you know, like it is a little bit limited space here, but you know, you can actually go to the kitchen, you can sit down, you can leave from that seat, and you just go up to your rooftop tent and have a cool night with beautiful views. I mean, we have very big windows here. As you see, a big guy like I am, I'm really big guy. I'm 183 centimeters tall, 120 kilograms, that's about 240 pounds of real weight. And as you see, it is a very comfy place for me, because this is also the highest opening elevating roof on the market. So whenever I want to dress up here, you know, turn around, do any moves, I have a lot of space. It is insulated here. We also have a special insulation package for the walls, so you can actually attach with a Velcro, you can attach a insulating panels, so that will allow you to have big comfort in the winter time. One of our customers went to Arctic Pole with our van, and he was actually sleeping with -26 outside, that was +16 Celsius inside of the tent. So that's actually a very nice temperature. That is about 50-60 Fahrenheit that they had inside of the tent when they had really serious below zero temperature. Thing is also, look how much space I have when it comes to sleeping. I mean, look how much space it is left just over my head. So a really tall person will be able to sleep very comfy in here. I have a lot of space for my feet as well. We have that dimmable LED strip here, very easy to access again and use and operate. Switch it off, switch it on, make it stronger. Here we have the USB-C, USB standard 110 plug. Here we also have the heater. And I mean, look how much nice space, but how many beautiful views I have. And for example, it is a very cold day today. It is a winter time in Joshua Tree and you want to enjoy the views, then you actually close. And usually that would be not possible to do with other tents because they have usually only the mosquito net, for example, available. So in that one, you can have that beautiful view because you have a glass window. So whenever you want to enjoy the views from the tent, you have glass window on the right and the left side. And obviously all of the walls have the bug screen. So like that. So whenever you have a beautiful weather, it is an evening, all the mosquitoes, flies, bugs and everything are flying around. They will not penetrate your zen because you will have them locked off the van. You will have the views. I mean, it is so cool to sleep here. I actually love sleeping in these rooftop tents. And with the new one that is coming, you will love it even more because of the extra twitches that we have created for it. We took 3 years of experience with building these units and incorporating them on our build, and now we have redesigned it to have higher standard, much easier installation, and we will also offer it to B2B people. So whenever you are a van builder, you can contact us. We will deliver that one to you wherever you are in the US, wherever you are in Europe. Yeah, you know, it's an easy thing for us. So the last thing is that the new tent will also have the electrical actuators, but you will be able to decide also if you want like standard ones, like the gas struts that are here. It is very easy to open and close it anyways, but also like last very important feature, the fabric, it's a Dutch fabric that is fully water resistant, water repellent, but it also is made in the double wall system. We will actually change that with the new tent because we have again tested a new fabric, but here with that one you will not have any leaks because that fabric is super quality, made in Netherlands. All of our things that we use for events, we try to source them out in Europe. So whenever actually we are building that van in the States, for the most of the things that we deliver, except the electronical system, but like the furnitures, the walls, you know, the linings and everything, it is all European made and European bought material. So I will close the walls because now I will be also closing the tent, and we will actually go to drive the van and show you how nice and capable and silent it is when you are driving it. In a van of that size, whenever you have 4 people dining or working or having fun, usually the guy who is sitting on the cameraman's seat always has the worst position because the driver and the 2 passengers, they have their space, so they can kind of work it out here, but the person who is here usually has the problem to reach the food. He has to eat like that or maybe work on his laps. So we actually thought about that, and we have incorporated a slide out table which allows you, first of all, to have cup holders for children where they travel, or your friends as well. Well, actually that's Blue Moon, so that's not for children. Or you can just slide it a little bit more, or even that far. So that actually gives the comfort to the person who is just in front of me to work, to eat. You know, you can dine these all people in. But also, very cool thing about it is that you can take that table out of here and put it outside to the special rail that is like the same like in here, and you can extend your space outside, so you don't have to usually like take a third table in the back of your trunk like the camping table, because you can actually use that one. So also, when I'm here in that area, we have a little fan here. That's a special thing for California. We have the curtain, which is also super easy to use, thermal insulated. Whenever you need, for example, when you're in hot place, but evening is cooling down, you know, so whenever you need to keep that window open and you want some privacy, you can just release your box screen, fold that one, and keep it like that, so no bugs will actually fly inside. So that's one of the coolest features that we are actually doing from many years. Actually, the whole business pretty much started because of these curtains. I've made them once for one of my little vans, and a friend of mine from Austria said, "Hey Chris, why won't you produce these things? They would probably sell." So we are 8 years later here in the US, and actually they sell. So what is also very important, we have lights everywhere. So we have these LED dimmable lights. These ones are operated with your finger, because usually you would be like sitting here, so we didn't want you guys to have to go like all the way to the one of two radar screens here. So these ones you can actually dim like that, a very easy task. We have a lot of storage just over my head, and in that particular cabinet we have USB-C, we have double USB-C and double USB standard fast charging ports. The same thing is here under the table. We have that USB-C, USB standard, 12 volt like this classic lighter plug, and 110. Also we have that here, so whenever we want to do something outside, we for example want to use the cooker, which is induction in that vehicle, we can take it outside, plug it there without, you know, bringing all of these wires and cables. So the thing is that, as you see, that kitchen does not have any built-in cooker. We can do that, you know, we can build it in for you, but in this particular van we've decided that we will have that double stove. It didn't come on time to be here today with us on the photo shooting, but it's also white like that Korean here. The Korean that is actually very heavy, but because the rest of the vehicle is super light, I said, okay, let's go crazy, because that couple, you know, pounds will not do the, you know, difference in the overall build. So we have that retractable 2-burner induction that we can take from that kitchen there. We can actually plug it also like in the behind, in any case if you would need, you could make that table out of your box there, because we have the same amount of plugs all over the car. So we have them here, we have them here, we have them here, we have them here by the kitchen, 2 in the bedroom, 2 in the garage, and also 1 up on the roof. This is a very well thought design. Wherever you want to plug your things, you are ready to do that. And we also have the same thing just overhead at the driver's cabin. So whenever you want to use like extra Navi, you want to put your phones on the higher level, you can actually plug them there. So the kitchen is very big, very spacious. You see that we have that big fridge here, but it's also, what is also very important, we actually always wanted to have drawers everywhere all around the kitchen. So we made it in a way that you will never have to knee like I'm actually doing now, but just I want to show you that every single one is a drawer. There are no like this kind of a, you know, pockets anymore. So that one is made that all of your standard 32 Oz 2-liter bottles will fit here standing. Usually we always had problems with these bottles of water, Coke, whatever. We didn't know where to put them. They had to lay or something. Here, all of them you can stack. That's, for example, your pots and pans. That one is your plates. That one is your cutlery. Here we have a little, very little coffee one, because these ones, because that one also is made in a way that we can service the sink, a very big sink. So we have another one. It would be easier for me to get it from out there, but also here we've incorporated one with actually a cutout for the wheel arch, so we save as much space as we can. A very big sink. I love big sinks. Drinkable water, so we actually have water filtration system here, so you can drink your water just from, you know, from the main tank. A flexible tap, your soap dispenser. Again, we have the plugs, we have the radar screen, because very often whenever we work in the kitchen, we have that good position to work with the screen. So we have a holder for your, for example, paper towel or other things. We have the Webasto heater. We have 4 Webasto Evo 40, so the one that allows you to use it on higher altitudes, but also with the new latest screen. So it's all very easy accessible. Whenever you are also in the bedroom, when you sleep in the night, you want to just, you know, turn it up a little bit. You don't have to stand up, you don't have to go there. You can just kind of stand up a little bit, you know, you can just go to that position, you know, raise it or lower it down how you want it. What is very important is that that vehicle, when we are talking about the diesel heater, when you want to use it, you have actually 4 independent outlets. Usually these diesel heaters are installed under the passenger seat, and in the way that we make it, we have 4 separate areas that can work together, or they can be kind of closed or opened to give you the even flow of the hot air distribution. So you will always have a very nice and warm bed area, because there is one just under the bed in the garage, and that helps to make that area warm. In the winter time, you can close that insulating curtain. One is here, one is there, so you can face that one towards the kitchen, that one you can face towards the driver's cab, and the last one is in the elevating roof. So also you can actually open it there, and you know, you can have that even flow, even distribution of heat. There is one more, actually, I said that there are 4, but there are actually 5. And there is one more in the shower that I will show you. That one is the coolest thing on these vans, because it allows you to have a warm shower. It's located very close to the floor, so whenever you use your diesel heater, whenever you turn it on, after 2 to 3 minutes, you will have nice warm pan, so your feet will be never cold in the winter when you are taking shower. But also that shower has a vent which I can turn on from that panel here. You can maybe hear it. So whenever you are coming from ski, from a rainy day, you have very many wet clothes, like actually I washed my clothes yesterday, but they were not perfectly dry. You put them in, you switch on the diesel heater, you close these outlets, you leave only that one on, you turn on the vent, and you can dry your clothes and remove all of the humidity that comes with it. It is very important to keep the showers without the humidity, without molds, without smells that are coming from, you know, all of the water. So when I'm talking about the shower, let's actually take a look there. It is a very compact one. It is just a little bit too small, because the thing is that we don't want to sacrifice that whole space with a big shower, as it is usually done in the European builds. We want to have that shower that is just perfect in size, just slightly too small, because we want to keep that space open. And actually most of our customers use it as the dryer, as I told you, or as an extra storage space. We have a little toilet here that is a porta potty, but we can actually have that composting toilet, the Klesana, whatever you actually want. So we have quite enough of space. A mirror, which is something that all of the ladies, all of the women, all of the beautiful ladies actually always told us that they would need. So they would need the mirror. We can close ourselves from the inside, And because of the system that we created here, you can also obviously open it from the outside. So the way the shower is made, here we have the shower outlet. Here we have a little sink. So whenever you want to brush your teeth or something like in peace, you can do it here. The water goes to the dirty water tank, to the gray tank, which is located just under it. The gray tanks in this car have no plumbing under the vehicle. So the shower has separate tank. Whenever you use it, everything goes directly without any plumbing to that tank. So you won't have freezing, you won't have stalled pipes, and you won't have any broken pipes because of the off-roading. The same thing goes to the kitchen. Kitchen has a separate one, so we have two 10-gallon tanks. We have these cups here, the holders for your body wash, I don't know, towels, TP, and we have all of the hangers here so you can hang your clothes. And the thing is also that because we wanted to keep that weight low, we have incorporated a very unique technique of making these little circles that is called punching. So actually the whole shower cabin is made of a very thin 1.5 mil aluminum, which usually if that would not be incorporated here, it would be all wobbling. And because of that, we have a very sturdy, very strong construction. That is a monocoque, so it will never have any leaks. Whenever you are building showers from wood, you always have to check the seals. You always have to eliminate little leaks. That will never happen here. And the way I use that shower is always like that. So I'm actually sitting on that little porta potty. I do it all like that, you know, like that, very easy. Here we have that Webasto outlet I told you about. So you can actually direct it on the floor. You will have a nice warm pan, and all of your water will always drip down because the way we've created that pan, it has actually that angle that allows it to go one direction. Whenever your car is balanced pretty much in a good way, there we will always have the water dripping. Very often, and also in one of the older versions of our vehicles, we had that flat pan, and you always had to have that little squeegee and squeeze it out. You know, that was actually annoying. So, you know, years of experience, years of talking with our customers, years of taking them all the way to Africa and other countries that we did, learned us a lot that we have to make some improvements that will meet the most demanding requirements. So the place where the most people will find their peace, comfort, and very nice emotions is obviously the sleeping room and the bed. I will start with the thing that this is a Murphy bed. So whenever you need to transport something bigger, like you go to IKEA for example, you can actually fold that mattress on that side, unlatch the bed and open it like that. It goes directly to that point here, and you can have that extra space for walking or extra space for cargo. And this is one of the cooler features also, because we like to have our vans created in the way that they are not only RVs, they are also like kind of a daily use vehicles. And with that 144 chassis, it's also possible. So we have dimmable LED lights. We have this small secret reading lights, so whenever your wife is here, whenever your boyfriend is here sleeping, you can use actually one of these to not like put too much light on their head, but you can direct it in your book and read your book in peace. We have some L tracks here, so whenever like you would like to store your pillows, you can just add like the expander here and you can put them up. We have that max fan dome with a light, so whenever in the night you want to switch on the light immediately, just press that button. We have the Nomadic air conditioner unit here, so it's very easy to operate. You can do all from the bed, so you can change your temperatures, you can work on it. 2 plugs, as I told you, with USBs and 110 volts, and a cabinet. Usually the legs go here, and a really big cabinet for all of your needs. And also in that cabinet there is another 12 volt USB-C plug, because whenever you would like to use, for example, you know, charge your laptop here, you can do that in these cabinets also. Keep it hidden, and always keep it well organized. So also these vents here are not only for the humidity, they are also for a heat that can go out. Little pocket here, so we have that partition between the kitchen and the bedroom, so whenever you use the kitchen you don't splash on your mattress. Whenever like you want to put your book, for example this one you were reading, you can just drop it here, you don't have to look for a separate space for it. We have a very comfy coconut mixed with latex mattress. It's very actually thin but super comfy. I love to sleep on that one. So everything is actually easy accessible. We have two stages of lighting, so we can actually turn on and off the light in the bedroom and in the front of the van separately. What is actually very cool, all of the lights around this vehicle, every single light is dimmable, so you can dim that one whenever you need it. You can turn it on from the Radar app, so this is also cool. We have two screens in a very intuitive places, but whenever you are just a little bit lazy, you don't want to leave from your bed, you can actually just switch on your phone, switch the app, turn it off and go to sleep. There's also one cool feature in that van, well actually two, the safety features. The doors are with Thunderbolt anti-theft system, but also in that van we have two big secret pockets that allow you to lock your expensive things like cameras, laptops, documents, cash, even a gun. So we have these two incorporated in that build, and believe me, it is not easy to find them. Whenever a thief is in your car, he will probably never think that it could be hidden in here in that place. But obviously I will not show you that, because whenever we don't want to learn any thieves how to rob adventure vans. So to give you that extra comfort with using the tent, whenever it's closed, whenever it's folded, that the fabric doesn't just hang here and that you don't have that uneven distribution of air, we have that insulated pocket here, cover, so you can actually click it in, close, and you can have all of that, you know, warm, keep the warmth inside, and also that insulates a little bit from the noises. You have all of this, see, you have these clamps here, so you actually clamp them first. But believe me, that's a small but very important detail about the whole build, because the comfort, the silence comfort, and the heat switch slash AC comfort is very important for us. So the driver's cabin and its features. First of all, we have the Terra X Naviduc and Visor Duc, which is super cool product because you can attach your RAM mounts here. So you can have your phones, little light, your Garmin Overlander, your smartphones, your tablet, whatever you attach it, you can just attach it. It is a well incorporated, well maintained, well designed, so it is a well designed product that actually meets our standards. We don't put that standard, you can choose that. And very important, we have the Radar system, which also we have in the kitchen and in the phone. As I told you, I will actually show you that one. So here we have the possibility to switch on and off everything while we drive. That's very comfortable. I mean, your wife, your kids, I don't know, they want to kind of stretch, they want to give you something. You shouldn't do that. Nobody should walk while the car is in motion, but I know people do that. So just to make that safer, for example, you are driving, you can switch on the light from your position of the driver. You can make it more comfortable for the people to use. You can turn on the security light, which is incorporated in the countertop. You can switch your awning light. You can switch on and off your vent. You can also switch the work lights on the vehicle, so all around. You can switch your pump. You can switch your inverter. you can actually switch your boiler, your heater. So whenever you want to do that, you actually switch the inverter and then the heater. So that allows you to, you know, just take control over your hot water. USB plugs, all of the plugs in the van, they are quite a lot. So whenever it's a winter time or you just will not use your van, you can always switch it off, so they will not steal any of your power. And one cool thing, well, there's many actually cool things, but one thing that actually people found in Big Bear and in Ventura, a cool thing, is that from the same display you can actually drop all of your water. So we have an electronic valves for all of the tanks. So the fresh water, the 56-gallon water tank, the 2 10-gallons gray water tanks, which are about 40 liters each, I think 38 actually, something like that. So that would actually be 10 gallons. So whenever you are driving, you can just drop all of that water. We don't obviously recommend people to drop the gray water just like that, but whenever you're using this all biodegradable, you know, soaps and everything, that's not a harm to anything. So sometimes even it's like, you know, your car is super heavy, you just forgot to do it and you are just hitting the road, you know, you're going back home, you won't need that water. You can just do it, like, for example, in the desert. If you give the desert a little bit of fresh water, it will for sure love you. So you see everything that is happening in your vehicle means that how much battery you have, how many days you have to use all of that power. So now we have all of our lights on, we have our fridge on, and we have 4 days of power remaining, and even it goes 4 to 5 days. So we actually see how many amps the solars are making. Right now we are on 99% of the battery, so we actually see that the BMS, you know, the Manager Alpha, is actually dragging only 7 amps just to hold all of these things to your main battery. So it's like really actually cool feature because you can control all of that in a very simple way. And whenever, as I told you, you have that problem with your front battery, that happens to us actually. We left the radio on, we discharged it. There is a little switch here, trickle charge, plug it in, and now it is giving us, I'll show you, 21, 22, 23, goes up and up. It brings up to 50 amp of charge back from your back batteries to your front battery. So that is a very, very cool feature. I will leave it on for a little bit because now you will see the amount of the drag of the solars also increase. So whenever we are using that 20 amps from the main battery, the solars actually started to pump more energy. So we have that peak 300 nearly watts of solar power coming from the BMS to your back battery to, you know, make it all happen for you. So that is a really cool thing. Again, we'll switch that off, so we will actually save that energy. And one more important thing as well is, like, you can actually control your DC to DC charge. So whenever you didn't replace your alternator, you need smaller drag, so that 60 to 70 amps will work fine. But whenever you want to use that 100 and 110 peak power, you actually need a secondary alternator. So you can choose your charge here. You press that BMS, you see the DC current limit. We have 80 amps here. I will put that back to 70 amps. We actually don't need that much. So because we didn't use the air conditioner today, we didn't use that much power. So like, if you don't need to do that, you can actually all the time change it like to your needs. So that's also cool. And you will not like reset the system. So that's really important. With other companies that we use, the electrical systems, whenever you just kind of started to go around this kind of all of the settings, usually they didn't work as they should. And here everything is just so simple that you just choose that 70 amp charge, just press it, click it, and it is working. It is working. It will not stop working. It will not have problem with that. So here we can also choose the chemistry of the batteries. So whenever you are a DIYer and you want to use the red arc, I tell you that this is the best way to go because it's so simple. You just put the LiFePO in, you just put like the AGM or the lead acid, you choose the capacity, you choose your max current, state of charge alarm, voltage alarm. That's all you actually choose because the whole thing is preset for all types of vehicles, meaning that you can use every single Redarc product in your old car, in like your 70s Toyota, and you can actually put the same thing to your brand new Sprinter because it is ready to go. It's like it works with all the intelligent alternators, with dual stage alternators and all of that stuff. So this is why we love to use that Redarc system. So and whenever you are outside of the car and you're a little bit lazy, don't want to go in because, like, for example, you take your shower in the back, you just switch on your app, you see the levels of the tanks, how much fresh water, how much gray water you have. You see if your car is charging with alternator, you see if it's charging with your shore power. You see the same things like you see on that screen, the temperature from batteries, all of these things that are actually cool to see, and then you can just switch on everything from the app. And this is so easy, like and user-friendly app. I mean, let's say we open the clean valve, the freshwater valve is opened. Now we are dropping a little bit of that water. We can switch on and off the USB plugs. We can switch off the light at the Redarc panel that we created. You see the refrigerator is on. We can switch on the shower fan, the awning light. Whenever, like, you are in the back in the night, you forgot to switch on your light in the back, you just switch it on. I mean, this is a super cool, super easy to use system, and we, as I told you, love it, and you as our customer, as the user of the van, will also love it. So I could actually talk hours about the vans here, about how we do it, what we do. For example, like that we have red lights as well all around to keep the bugs off the vehicle, but that would be actually boring. I hope that whatever I've shown you today makes you understand how we make these vehicles, how much care we take to make that quality, and I hope that you just like the product, you know? So if you want to order such vehicle, you write us at info@adventurevanconversions.com. You can check our social media, so the YouTube that you are watching now, which is also Adventure Van Conversions, Facebook, Adventure Van Conversions, and the same with Instagram. We don't have TikTok yet, and I think we will not have one. So whenever you want to learn more, check our pages. We have also a web page, which is www.adventurevanconversions.com, but we have to rebuild that one. So actually, you will have to wait a little bit for it. If you want to see our 170 chassis model, then wait till the end of the video. There will be 2 boxes, and in one of them you will see it. I just hope that you like that one, that you like what you've seen, and if you want to learn more, the pricing and everything, then just drop us a line. The reason why we don't give you the price today is that maybe you will be watching that video in, for example, 2 years, and for sure that will not be up to date. So whenever the price will be posted in the comments, and I will hope that we will be able to manage that and change it from time to time. Whenever it's changing, we will be able to you know, update that in the comment section. So that's it, that's a wrap. Now we go to take it to the off-road, and I hope that you will like that part as well. So Chris Adventure Van here, goodbye. So as you probably know, the Joshua Tree Road, the main road, is quite corrugated, so usually, like, you know, different vehicles would have a lot of rattles at the moment. The only little rattle is that we have is coming from the license plate that is in the right glove box there. So, I mean, as you hear, there is a lot of comfort, there's a lot of silence, and at the moment we are on the soft setting of the king shocks because we are going on the trail. There is a legal trail here, and you can see that actually the car is very stable, even though it's on soft. It's really stable. The way I can control it is like super nice. I mean, wherever I want to take it with me, wherever I want to throw it at, it's kind of a reacting instantly. So we have actually came with that setting where we have 6-7 clicks in the front and about 8-9 clicks in the back for the highway use. And there, whenever I drive 60 miles per hour even, I can just change the lane instantly, rapidly, without sacrificing my comfort, you know, and that, not having that feeling that I will, I don't know, just put the car on the side. So suspension tuning in these vans is very important. Stock shocks with any type of load are really bad. First of all, second of all, they die really fast. So I think the minimum that should be done is like the Connie suspension or Bilstein. Well, whenever you want that real performance, you go with All-ins, Kings, Agile Off-Roads, Van Compass, Falcons. I mean, you have many options to choose from.